Om Shanti. 9th October 2019, Wednesday. The essence of today's Sakar Murli. Sweet children, the knowledge that the Father teaches you has nothing to do with occult powers. A magic mantra doesn't work for studying. So Baba is saying, sweet children, the knowledge that the Father teaches you has nothing to do with occult powers. A magic mantra doesn't work for studying. So this is study. This is knowledge. There is no Riddhi Siddhi, occult powers here. There are no magical mantras here. This is study. There are no superstitions here. This is study. There are no corruption or partiality or favor by the teacher. Here, no favoritism. This is study. There are no what else? This is study. It's not about jokes and comedies or entertainment. This is a serious business. Jokes apart. This is a very serious business. This is study. There are no grace of God or blessing, Ashirvad, Daya. There are no bhakti. All the paraphernalia of bhakti is not here. There are no ceremonials here. There are no rituals here. This is a serious business. This is study. So Baba is saying, this is study. This is knowledge. There is no role of inspiration here, prerna. There is no inspiration here. No prayers, no supplications, no asking for anything, no begging for anything. This is study. You don't have to beg here anything. So, superstitions. No blind faith, no superstitions here. So, on a very serious note, this is a very, very serious study. It has to be taken seriously. And when you have a study at hand, you have to assume a serious outlook. Otherwise, you will fail. So, there are no occult power, there are no mantras, there are no inspiration, there is no role of grace or prayers, supplications. This is not an emotional nonsense which is here. So all the things that is done on bhakti, going to pilgrimage, rosary, telling beads, seeking guru, there is no role of GPS here. Guru, not GPS, it's GSP, whatever you call it. Guru Shishya Parampara, they call it tradition, where there is one guru and there are disciples. So there is no such thing here like that. There is one guru and others are disciples. There is no such system here. This is a study. This is a university. This is a school where Father is the teacher. Rest, everyone is a student. And everyone, though a student at first, becomes a teacher, like the Father. So there is no role of any scriptures here. So there are no scriptures in this study. There are no pilgrimages in this study. There are no yajna in this study. No sacrificial fire. There are no worship here. Worship of deities, perambulation, parikrama. They move across the deities. There are no role of almsgiving or donation or any rites or what all they do in the path of devotion, burning of effigies and so on and so forth. So everything which is done on the path of devotion is not here. So Baba says this is study. So when it is study, one must take it as study. One must try to become a smart student. And a smart student is obedient. A smart student is punctual. A smart student is focused. A smart student is highly interested in his study. A smart student has got study skills. A smart student has got super memory. For his studies, he remembers the chapters, the lessons taught. Smart student is somebody who is a leader, who teaches other weak students as well. He himself studies as well as he teaches. He helps, he cooperates. And smart student is someone who is, what are the qualifications of a smart student? He is active, he is alert, he has got leadership qualities, he is a monitor. And smart students is, he knows time management, self-management, money management, energy management. So, one has to become smart student. Smart student would be revising his studies, would be inquisitive, jigyasu. He will be trying to find out more and more about everything. And smart student is someone who is creative. He would try to bring creativity everywhere, not following the same old path, but seeking newness, trying to explore things, trying to find out more about everything. And smart student is someone who is like a diver. Those who dive deep, gotakhor. They try to penetrate into the depth of things, and they do not believe in the principle of borrowed philosophy. Borrowed philosophy or borrowed churning. They create newness from everything. And they are deep churners, thinkers, meditators, and they are yogis. A smart student is a great yogi. In today's Sakar Murli Baba said, this is the world of bhogis, this is the world of rogis, this is the world of unrighteousness, this is the world of tamopradhan. So, qualifications of a smart student. So everyone must try to become a smart student. And what are the habits of smart student? What are the habits which were not there, but that person has worked hard and tried to inculcate those habits What are those habits? 7 habits of highly effective students. What habits he will have? Hardworking. And? What? What habits? Habits? Easiness. Easiness regarding? Easiness, yeah. Habit, I'm asking. Habit is something, it has to do with some activity. What are his habits? Yeah, he will not miss study, okay. But habits? Habits. Something which he does. No, I'm not talking about his nature as such. Something which he is doing every day. He has got aim. Aim is good thing. I'm asking about habit. Learning from everyone. Yes, that's a habit, a good habit. He will seek to learn from everyone, even from a child, because everyone teaches us so many things. There was a Sufi saint, and he saw one boy is running with a earthen pot in his hand, a lamp, and he was going towards mosque. So he calls that boy and asks him, from where the light has come in this lamp? Just as a sort of joke, he asked that boy, from where the lamp has come in this lamp? So he wanted to just tease or take a dig at that boy. And the boy answers, after extinguishing that lamp, he just blows and the lamp is out. So boy says, it has come from the same place to where it has gone. And that saint understands, there are so many things I yet don't know. So I have to still remain a learner rather than thinking that I have learnt everything, I have known everything, I have understood everything. So a smart student has the habit of learning from everyone, keeping the windows of the mind, heart, always open. For example, a school teacher asks, how many stars are there in the sky? So one boy gets up and says 1,000. Second girl gets up and says 1 lakh, 100,000. Third boy gets up and says 1 million. And teacher is seeing that one small girl is sitting and she isn't speaking anything, and he asks her, you tell. She says 3. 3 stars. So the teacher is asking, how come that your friends are saying 1,000 and 100,000 and 1 million and you say only 3? She says, my house is very small and through my window I can see only 3. That's why there are only 3 stars in the sky, because I can see only 3 through my window. We need to broaden the window, the prism through which we see things. Then only things appear as they are. Otherwise, we always see things through our tubular vision, through our narrowed vision, constricted vision, restricted vision. The smart student is someone who is an eternal learner. He is a perpetual learner, perennial learner. He is learning all the time. His learning process never stops. He might be 80 years old, 90 years old, but he will keep on learning from each and everyone. So that's a habit he has ingrained within himself. Next.
Good searcher.
He is inquisitive, he is a searcher, he is always seeking new things. Okay? Habits. He is having an habit of reading and writing is a voracious reader. He has a huge appetite for reading. In English, the person who eats a lot is known as glutton. Glutton is the one who keeps on eating. Gluttony. So smart student is a spiritual glutton. He keeps on eating and eating and eating and eating all the time. Bookworms. Spiritual bookworms. So reading is the best habit one should have in life. Those who have a habit of reading, for them, less obstacles come in this Brahmin life. And we have seen that many of the Brahmins have stopped reading. For them, reading Murli alone is everything. And they have stopped reading other things. And that's why their churning has come to a standstill. Because for reading, for churning, you need raw material. And reading same lines time and again doesn't allow you to churn. So you have to go and seek some other perspective for churning. So smart student means who is always reading, who is always sitting in the library and reading. And he is a good writer. He keeps on writing something new every time. Some article, some blog, some churning, some thought, some poem, some prose. Something new. That reading and writing, these are the best habits one can have, one should have. Rather, in this Brahmin life, every Brahmin should have this habit of reading and writing. Voracious reading, vast reading. And reading introduces you to new world. The English poet Robert Southey has written in his poem, "My days among the dead are past, around whom whenever casual eyes I cast. My never failing friends are they, with whom I converse day by day." He says, books are my friends, with whom I talk every day, with whom I seek relief in woe. So they are the one, they give you solace in the time of distress. And books are something that help you to remain focused, otherwise your mind keeps on wandering here and there. And books are something that augments your knowledge, that increases your powers, your general knowledge as well. So multiple things. So smart student is a reader and smart student is a writer. What else? Habits. New habits. Discussion. Yeah, he is least interested in all those frivolous things, extracurricular things. He is interested, but not at the expense of his studies. So he never wastes time. This is a very important thing about smart student. You will not see them loitering here and there, sitting and discussing anything. They are focused. So they will be always focused on the study. You are not seen anywhere moving across, just wandering like a vagabond anywhere. So they are time managers. So and another thing, they are experimenters. They keep on experimenting in the laboratory of their life. Experiment with truth, experiment with purity, experiment with food, experiment with self-control, experiment with everything, experiments of thoughts, thought experiments. And they have thought laboratory. Thought lab. So you need to open this lab. Thought lab. Thought laboratory. And try to experiment with thoughts. This is the thought, let me see the result. The thought of anxiety, what is the result? The thought of attachment, what is the result? The thought of fear, what is the result? The thought of lust, what is the result? The thought of greed, what is the result? The thought of ego, what is the result? The thought of selfishness, what is the result? Each thought is creating something. Situations are the result, are the creation of thoughts. Thoughts are materializing into situations. Thoughts are getting transformed into situations. So it depends upon me because I am the creator. What I create. I can create negativity and I can build kingdom of negativity. I generate positivity and I create the realm of positivity. So what I create, everything depends upon that. So be a very smart student. So this is study. There is no superstition, there is no favoritism, there is no inspiration, there is no role of grace, there is no bhakti, there is no rituals, there is no Guru Shishya Parampara, there is no supplications, prayers, begging, crying, emotional nonsense, there is no comedy here, there is no entertainment, cheap worldly entertainments. Cheap worldly entertainments. In today's world, whatever entertainment that is there is extremely cheap, frivolous, vulgar, non-spiritual, and serving to degrade. So this is everything that is leading to depravity. So there is no inspiration here. It's not a plaything. And Baba is saying there are no occult powers. Don't think that by studying you will get some occult powers. Occult power, in fact, these siddhis, they make you fall. Even in the path of knowledge, bhakti, they say that you should ignore the occult powers that you get. Otherwise, you will become proud. Just as worldly path, one wants fame, name, glory. In the spiritual path also, one wants to become guru. One wants to have occult powers so that he can show off that I can do this. Walk on the water, or you say, and the rain comes, and you stop the storms, and you say that okay, let this happen and that happens. These occult powers are very dangerous. So that should be ignored and they disappear. If you use them, then your powers are destroyed. You know this principle of spirituality? If any person is doing any sadhana, any spiritual practice, he is bound to get spiritual powers. Some siddhis will come to him. But if that person uses those siddhis, then those siddhis would disappear. For example, there is a person who has not spoken untruth for 12 years. So if he speaks truth for 12 years, after 12 years, whatever he will speak, that will come to pass. That is a siddhi he will get. But if he starts using that siddhi for show-off purpose, that siddhi will disappear. And if he ignores that siddhi will automatically disappear, vanish. And that should happen. Because your aim is not siddhi but achievement of highest. All siddhis, they are barriers. So Baba says this is study, this is not about siddhis, this is not about occult powers, psychic powers, mental powers, that you take a spoon and bend it. And then you show, see, this is the power of Rajyoga. And people will come, we also want to do. They are not coming to Rajyoga for peace. They will come to Rajyoga for, I want to bend the spoon. But what do you get by bending the spoon? Now it is more difficult, then again you have to straighten it. Yeah. So, they take the watch and they give drishti to the watch and the watch is broken. How much loss it is. Now you have to go to the watchmaker again and repair it. So These are dangerous things. So you don't have to go after this siddhi. So this is study, this is not siddhis, this is not occult power, this is not mantra, some magical mantra. This is not all about that. So Baba says this knowledge, as the Father teaches, has nothing to do with this, all things. So forget all these things. A magic mantra doesn't work for studying. Om Shanti.